Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha, if you're new here, also known as Healing Honey. So today, you guys, let's get into one of my most favorite things in the whole wide world, which is music. Music is one of those things that just ties everybody together. It's the universal language. It is so powerful. It has the biggest influence in the entire world. It's like we can all unite when it comes to music. And let's talk about how this can affect our vibration, you guys, because as many of you know, I'm a mother to a little girl who's 5 years old, and she'll be turning 6 this year. I went to drop her off at school this morning, and she has this little best friend named Hannah, and she's so adorable. Every time I see them together, just the kindergarten class, my heart just melts, you know, as a mom, as a woman. And so they're part of my motivation for making these videos and just like spreading awareness out there, because I want a better world for them and for us, you guys. And music is like my first love. When I was growing up, I thought that I was going to be a journalist, and that's what I studied in school. I was even like the editor-in-chief of my high school newspaper. Shout out to class of 06, okay? 2006. But I just was always writing and always just like wanting to spread a message. And so I always thought that I might be like a music journalist because that's what I loved. I used to be subscribed to, or I had a subscription to Vibe magazine, you know, back when magazines were more of a thing. Always with my headphones on, we had CD players, like back then growing up and stuff. On the bus, I'd have to take 2 buses to school when I was like in 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And so like, I remember the first album that I spent my own money on, I was 9 years old, was Mariah Carey's Butterfly. I would just be like on the bus reading lyrics, and I'm just sharing this with you guys because I know that we can just, if we can all agree on one thing, it's that music is just like a passion of so many people, whether you're a musician yourself or you just love it. It like touches our soul in a way like nothing else can really do. And it brings all different cultures together, all different age groups. And so that's why, because it's so powerful, recognize what it can do in your own life. So back in 2010, I learned all about the music industry, the dark side of the music industry, and how demonic forces were like running it, and things like weird things, you guys, like if you were to play a song backwards, the things that you would say, and you know, them worshiping Satan and praising Satan and things like this. And it's a really dark, deep rabbit hole to go into studying about that and the Illuminati and all that stuff. These conspiracy theories are so popular for a reason. There's a lot of truth in them. I personally know that's true, but I don't really recommend you go down that rabbit hole if you're not like prepared, because there's a lot of negativity. Although something may be true, it doesn't mean that's the best thing for you. It's most likely going to lower your vibration. But the bottom line is that the music industry, they have a specific goal, and they have so much influence in our lives because they are what you hear on the radio, you know, what you see all over just the media. They're controlling it, and their message, their goal is not to help you. It's not to raise your vibration. It's not good for your mental health, your emotional health, and definitely can pollute your spiritual health. And so I had to become aware of this. I mean, once I realized that what was really happening in the music industry, it forced me to pay attention to what I was listening to. I mean, first it made me curious, but then I had to be real with myself. And I mean, really what it comes down to is just being aware and mindful of what you're consuming and what you let your children consume. You know, because the crazy thing about our subconscious mind is that it's when you're not paying attention that things really seep in there the most, especially with repetition. So if you notice, like ad companies, they pay so much because they pay so much money to get in front of you, not once, but over and over and over and over and over again until you know who they are and you buy their product. And the same thing with with the music. You know, if you've noticed on the radio, they'll play a certain song over and over and over repetition. That's how it gets locked into your brain. And so whether or not you're paying attention, this is seeping into your spirit. It's seeping into your mind, into your heart, and your subconscious. And what is the message? You know, because if you talk about like back in the day, the music was more full of love. It was more pure. It had a message of like a cleaner message. Okay, these days, if you want to be popular, if you want to be put on, if you want to be in the mainstream, you're gonna have to be willing to sell the masses filth, like perverse lyrics. If you stop and listen to what millions of people are singing along to, killing, greed, lust, just like evilness. And people try to say, oh, it's just art. They're just expressing themselves. Okay, well, these artists are like spreading their pain all across the world, you know, whether they are aware of it or not. They may just be expressing themselves, but once again, like our children are singing along to this. We are singing along to this, and I've told you guys, our words manifest. Your words are powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. They are creating the world. And so we have to be aware of what we're tuning into, that frequency. Do you want to be on that vibration? You guys know that I'm from California. I'm from LA. And that rapper who just passed away at the Roscoe's, that was actually the Roscoe's that I met my child's father at. And so I'm familiar with that area. I know it's crazy. And it's like, you have to be aware of what are you singing about? What are you rapping about? Like, what is the image? Because the sad thing is these artists, I feel for them, because I know that they just want to pursue their dream. They just have talent and they just want to, you know, be successful. I get that. But the music industry targets these vulnerable people, and they promise them so much fame and wealth and success, but at what cost? You know, because it's like when you have that much influence, you have to be very aware of what are you selling people? What are you telling people? What are you rippling into the universe? Because it's going to come back to you. So if you're flashy and you're just talking about, oh, I got this and that, like people are going to try to come get it because you're making it seem like that's all that matters. If you're talking about just like lust, then don't be mad if your partner cheats on you, because it's like you're out there selling sex. It's like prostitution, you know? And so people try to make it seem like, oh, it's just not a big deal. I'm just doing a TikTok dance. Oh, that's just what was popular. Oh, you old. Oh, you not with the times. People are like really hurting from inside, first of all, the artists, okay? And then their influence is also hurting the masses, and it's done on purpose. You guys, this is spiritual warfare. You know, like no one can say for sure why we're on earth, but the more you tap in, and if you've had a spiritual awakening or are undergoing it, you can just, your third eye begins to open and you can just see things for what they are very clearly, to the point you could spot evil like that. Okay, and we all have good and bad within us. We all have a shadow self, but what are you gonna feed yourself? Because what you consume, what you feed into your spirit, what you entertain in your mind, that is what's going to produce your outside reality. And so we have to be more responsible with ourselves, choose love, choose happiness, choose peace, choose like the good, you know, and that's how we're going to shift the outside world. Oh my gosh, it's so important. And so it infuriates me if I'm driving down the street and I hear somebody blasting some trashy music, and I look in the backseat and they have their babies back there singing along, you know. It's just like we have to do better. We have to do better, you know. And like I told you guys, music is like my first love, okay? If I hear a beat and it goes, like it goes, I like it too. What I'm saying is that I'll go get the instrumental. I'm just aware that if I'm singing along, like I am part of the problem. If I'm singing along, like it's influencing me. It's so crazy. The other day I was driving and I saw this ad and it was for like fried chicken, and I don't even eat chicken like that. And then a few days later I was craving it and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't eat chicken anymore, like I'm not gonna do that. But it was in my mind from a few days ago, just driving, not paying attention. The music, the billboards, like everything we consume, everything that we see with our eyes, everything that we hear with our ears, like it's seeping into our energetic body and people are not aware of it. And so that's why I'm making this video. I want you guys to know that you are being targeted. This is done intentionally. You're not gonna hear a song about love and light hit #1 on Billboard. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so like you guys know that song Kiss Me More, like by Doja Cat, right? I love that beat, so I got the instrumental. But I got the instrumental on purpose. Like I have a little girl with me most of the time. And so it's like, what is she singing about? You know, because everybody on the radio was like, all on my tongue, I want that. Or I want it. All on my tongue, I want it. Like this is gonna hit #1, like for weeks and weeks. So we have the teenagers, the 8-year-olds, even grown people singing that, thinking it's cute. And men, like, there's no surprise they're disrespecting women left and right. Like we're disrespecting ourselves. And then it's like you turn on the music video or you see this person online, they have everything out, their booty out, their boobs out, like just selling their body. And then it's like being praised, like, oh, she's so cool, she's so dope. What's dope about selling yourself like that, in that way? You're hurting the world, but it's praised. I went online to see like, okay, what are the top songs right now on Billboard? And Nicki Minaj is #3. Now, if you met me in 2008, you would know that I was a Nicki fan. Like when she was first coming up, I felt she was talented and I thought she was dope. But I mean, to maintain success for that long, like it sucks, because if you're not willing to push a certain message and present yourself a certain way to the world, you're gonna lose all that stuff. And so it's like, I guess she has a new song. It's called Super Freaky Girl. I looked at the lyrics. I'm not gonna hear the song. This is what the lyrics say. I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the D up inside it. Now don't be mad at me for saying this. This is what the world has made #3 on Billboard right now. Like, please somebody make it make sense. Like, how is that cute? And I'm not saying that sex is bad. I'm saying that sex is sacred. Sex is private, you know, God lives within us. And so why should we be contaminating our own spirit by just like degrading ourselves in that way and just making it seem just so easy and so not a big deal, and talking about it like it's trashy at the end of the day, you know? And I'm not attacking any of these people personally. I feel like they sold their soul already. They already chose up. They already made a decision for the fame and fortune, and they can't really, it's either they're with it or they're not. You know, because once again, like it's spiritual warfare. So everything is done on purpose to keep our vibration down, you know. But the great thing about this time is that we are awakening to these truths. We are ascending as a people and to a higher consciousness. We're becoming aware of these things. We're choosing better for ourselves, for our lives, for our kids, for the world. You know, it's happening. I look forward to a time that we can choose better for ourselves, you know? You guys, so I really encourage you to be so choosy, okay? Protect your energy, be so picky, to protect your vibration, to protect your spirit. If you are on a similar journey to me as far as spirituality and just like closer to God and just feeling good, it's so important that you look at the music you listen to, because it influences you. That's why there's so much money in this industry. Like they spend so much to have an impact in your life, and it works. But at the same time, there are so many beautiful artists out there who maybe don't have as much fame, because it's like hidden from the mainstream, but they're speaking like that truth. They're speaking golden things that are going to enrich your life, uplift your spirit, make you feel good. And that's the most important thing, is like feeling good, because then when you're feeling good inside, your outside world is going to reflect that. You're going to keep drawing in more good stuff to you. And so some of my favorite artists that I tune into, that I give my energy to, that I appreciate these days are like this band that I found, like I think last year, Iya Terra. Like they're super dope. Like I love them. I'm gonna link all of like some of my favorite conscious artists, conscious music, and you know, they're just spreading just love. At the end of the day, it's what it is. The 70s, even though I'm not of that generation, I'll go back and listen and be like, they knew what they were talking about. And they were also conscious. Like Marvin Gaye is one of my favorites. Tap in with like 70s, even 80s. Michael Jackson, even Prince. There are some artists out there who I like their message, appreciate it more, and it will help us. My favorite's Rebelution. They're so dope. They're super dope. I love them. Bob Marley, of course, you know, just like pay attention to what they're saying. It matters. It's seeping into your spirit, into your mind, and protect your energy. It's important. And please help us to protect the babies, their future, their minds. When I see these little girls and little boys in kindergarten, it's like we come out of the womb so pure, you know, just radiating God energy. Straight from heaven, straight from being formed, you know, and they're being born into this world that just contaminates them left to right, right to left. And so please be responsible with what you allow your kids to consume physically, like what you're feeding them, but also mentally, emotionally. We can't let this garbage music like raise them, influence them. You know, it's promoting killing, it's promoting death, just darkness and evil. And so be aware of this. And if this means you delete your TikTok app, I mean, I would never let my daughter use TikTok anyway, but that's just me personally. And so that's it for this video, you guys. Make sure you drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Who's your favorite artist? Why do you enjoy them? Just be aware. Oh, there's a new artist out that's just blowing up out of nowhere. Well, is their song talking about depression? Like, is their song talking about like being anxious or being sad, or, oh, I got all this money and I effed your B? Like, what the heck are they talking about? So just know this. I feel like it's really clear, but I wanted to speak on this anyways because it's important. You know, it's important. And if you have a different opinion, please let me know down below. But I'm sending you so much love, so much power and healing into your life. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.